I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, you're going to tip his have been stolen. But don't worry, I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yes, the Monday Show. And that's right. I'm not the only wop here. There's another Italian in the house. That's the beautiful Miss Anna Vocino. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm shot out of a cannon today. Anna, I was just telling you off the air.
Mm-hmm.
This could be our last show.
I know. I'm worried.
No, I'm not kidding. This could be it because I'm not backing down on this. You might.
This is it.
Do you know what that's the theme song from? Do you recognize that theme song?
I think you were playing Rocky, but I only heard 2 seconds of it because it doesn't play through the headphones.
That's correct. Rocky.
Okay.
From the original motion picture Rocky. Made Stallone a star.
Correct.
Movie came out around 1976.
And he wrote it, right?
He wrote it. He wrote it. He sold it to one of the big networks. And then he got his friend, the Fonz, Arthur Fonzarelli,
The
to
mayor.
get back for him because he realized he made a big mistake. They were going to change it up and everything. And because the Fonz was such a big thing, Henry Winkler went to the networks and said, look, I know you guys aren't in the practice of doing this, but please just, and by the way, Stallone had a son coming, so he had gotten like $75,000 for a movie, which in 1976 was a fortune.
A lot of dollars.
Completely broke. He had to sell his dog. He sold his dog.
Oh my God.
He couldn't afford his dog.
Oh.
Right.
But I'm looking at
And,
$75,000 in 1976.
Yeah. What is that equivalent to?
$402,931.90.
What year did it come out since you're looking up? Was it 76? It was during the bicentennial, so it was 1976. We had trucker strikes going on. We had all kinds of stuff. We had all kinds of stuff going on in this country. And one movie brought this country together. One movie. And that was the movie. I mean, people think, oh, it was a movie about this Italian fighter, mush mouth and the whole thing. One movie. This theme song was played by every high school and college band.
That's right. It still is.
20 years.
Oh, it still is.
One movie. Because this movie inspired a nation. It really did.
Bill Conti, is that the guy who wrote it?
Bill Conti, an LSU graduate.
Oh, really?
That's Bill Conti's music. Another Italian. I tell you everything you want to know about that movie. It was a very inspiring movie for the time.
He did the Karate Kid soundtrack too.
Very successful guy.
And the Dynasty theme song. Hey. Oh, and The Right Stuff. He scored The Right Stuff. I love that movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Real cowboys, those guys.
Yeah.
They were doing things that shouldn't have been done. But, we used to live in a country where we wanted to be inspired. We did.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Not anymore.
Oh,
not anymore, Anna. We do not live in a country where people should be inspired. Now, I want you, I'm not going to get on a high horse here. I don't know if you've seen this. I told you nothing off the air. I saw a movie last night that I know won awards. The actor I know won awards. I don't know if the movie itself won awards. Called The Whale. Have you seen The Whale?
I have not. But he was the talk of the Venice Film Festival this past May. Brendan Fraser.
It was the best acting performance of the year.
I did not see it. I was just glad for him because I always liked him and heard he was a nice guy. So I was glad that he had a big resurgence.
Right. It could have very well been the best acting performance of the year. It was a very, very well done performance by him.
Okay. Where's this
Do
going?
you know the
I'm
theme?
scared.
Do you know the theme of the movie?
Yes.
What, tell me what
Think.
you know about it.
He's obese and he's on his deathbed and he's saying his goodbyes. I don't know. You saw it, so why not, instead of quizzing me who doesn't know anything?
I
why
just
don't you
wanted to know if
tell
you
us?
knew anything about it. All I knew was that the movie was called The Whale. I'm going to be honest with you. I knew zero about this movie. I literally, and I'm not being funny, I thought it was about some guy, some rich guy that goes to Vegas because
You thought it was like about,
they call
yeah.
those guys whales.
yeah,
Big fish.
the big target of sales guys are called whales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're called whales.
Big spenders. Yeah.
And the last time I saw Brendan Fraser in a movie, he was in that kind of movie. Those kind of movies used to go around where they're on the yachts and they own everything. They're whales, right?
Like a Wolf of Wall Street situation.
Right. As you know, I don't watch regular television. I don't see that much advertising when it comes to this kind of stuff. I see a movie and I went, ooh, this movie was talked about all throughout last year. You got to see The Whale. I see The Whale. I see I can watch it for free. Boom, I'm in.
Great.
It's about a 600-pound man.
Well, there's a show on the air called My 600-Pound Life, so it doesn't seem that far-fetched if they can cast a whole series with 600 pounds.
Well, you know, and while the movie was on, it was very obvious that he was wearing a fat suit to get to the 600 pounds. Now,
yes, I'm
as
sure
you know,
he's not that big of a method actor.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know that, you know, it was obvious to me that he had on the fat suit, the whole thing. Very well done, by the way. Because as you know, I work with a lot of 600-pound people.
Right.
Guy I just got off the phone with, Joe the trucker, who's been listening to us since show number 10.
Joe,
now
shout out to you.
Now weighs 245 pounds.
Joe, good job.
Joe used to weigh well over 600. You know, we always talk about, you know, Scott, what's his name? Scott King. And all those guys. There's a lot of Joes out there.
Oh, yeah. And Lady Joes too.
And anyone who might be listening to this for the first time, realize I do not criticize overweight people. I do not fat shame. I've never done it. I never will. I have people in my family who are morbidly obese and weigh close to that, and it upsets me. And I do everything I can to help them. It's just a tough situation. So don't think I'm some fucking skinny guy who's sitting here putting down fat people. I've never done that, nor will I ever.
No, you're here to help people.
I'm here to help people, and that's it. But this movie, I don't think this movie will help. This was the most. I want to choose the right word. I don't know if I can choose. I don't want to say it's the most. I need to change that. This movie did nothing to help people in that situation. I'll give you some of the premise.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, folks. If you want to watch it, go away. I'm not going to ruin the ending. I won't do that to you. Although the entire time you know what the ending is. If you don't figure out the ending in the first 10 minutes, you got other problems.
Right.
He was in love with another man. He was a high school teacher who fell in love with one of his students after graduation or something like that. And these two people loved each other. He left his wife and his daughter. Daughter was 8 at the time. I don't have a problem with that. People figure out, look, I was gay. I shouldn't have done this, the whole thing. Right. But the way he went about doing it makes him no hero. And he does not pretend to be a hero in this movie.
Is this based on a true story, by the way?
No, it's fiction from what I can tell. I can look it up.
Right.
Maybe you can look it up while I'm talking.
Okay.
His lover dies. Again, I won't ruin that part if you want to watch the movie. His lover has passed away. They never really talk about why, but the guy, he dies. They talk about how he died, but then the why is not there. And then Brendan Fraser goes into, I guess, the world's deepest depression and stays there. He does nothing to try to help himself. Even as the sister of his lover is trying to take care of him, he refuses to take care of himself. Just refuses. Okay, so you want to die? Why eat yourself to death? Why put everyone through it? What are you doing? If you're on this earth and you're still living, you should try to do something about it. Why kill yourself slowly when you can just kill yourself fast? I'm not advocating suicide by any stretch of the imagination, but this guy was doing nothing to help himself. This is the entire one-act play. That's all it is. It's a one-act play.
All right.
This guy.
I'm going to have to step in here for a second.
Go on.
When people are depressed, they can't help themselves. That it's just the antithesis of being depressed. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
They cannot get a breath of fresh air.
I work with him every day. He needed help. He wouldn't get it. Everyone kept telling him to get help.
I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know, but I just want to defend depressed people. When you've been there, yes, eventually you do have to turn a corner and something has to happen because you can't live like that for the rest of your life. But usually when you're in the throes of it, you can't do anything until you're ready.
Right.
Almost like addiction. And I would say addiction and depression go hand in hand.
I think depression is even tougher than addiction. I'm going to be honest with you, because most of the people I work with are severely depressed. And one of the things that I tell them to do, if they're not working with a psychologist or a psychiatrist,
do it.
I beg them to. Beg them to. And they usually get on board and they do it.
Good.
But this is a movie where the guy, I don't know if we're supposed to feel sorry for him or not feel sorry, but I'm not really sure what you're supposed to feel. I got to the end of the movie going, the entire time I was trying to feel what this guy is feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just nothing but a big old sinkhole of depression. And I couldn't help but think of, man, at one time in this country, all we wanted to see was motivational movies. I
don't think people don't want to see them. I think people still want to see motivational movies. Listen, there's always depressing independent movies.
Right.
You just happen to see one. You usually don't watch those.
No, I watch a lot of movies where there's a lot of heartache and this and that and the whole thing. I think there's something to, this is a situation that doesn't end well. You know that from the beginning, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And me being a guy that works with 600-pound people and know that level of depression and know the struggle they're going through, you got to see where I'm coming from.
Okay, but then let's take this. What would you say to somebody who calls you with that level of depression? How would you help them? Vinnie, how would Vinnie Tortorich be of assistance to make it more actionable if somebody's listening and feeling like they're identifying with this and they need help?
I very gently try to work them out of wallowing in their own shit.
Okay.
Because someone's got to.
Right.
No one in their life has been able to do it or has tried to do it. And now they're calling a complete stranger.
Oh, no one's been able to get them out of
no one's been able to get them out
of
the depression and the whole thing. Now they're calling a stranger.
Right.
And my deal is, hey, listen, here are the options. Here are the options. You have neuropathy, you have fatty liver disease, you have all these things. You told me that. You told me you want to get better, right? Stop drinking 3 and 4 and 5 liters of Coke per day. Stop eating. And by the way, this movie showed that whole thing that, as he gets more and more depressed, they show the eating binge. And him throwing up, not purging, just throwing up because his stomach can't handle what he's doing. It shows all of it. It shows this whole.
That's rough.
It's rough. It's a rough movie. It's a rough.
Well, I'm never going to see it. So thank you for letting me know. So I never see it.
Yeah.
There's enough struggling in day-to-day life, but yeah, that's rough.
You know what? I wanted to see, it's like, and maybe it's the Disney movie in me, right? I wanted to see.
You wanted to see him overcome it.
All of the struggle, and then him, figuring out I need to go do something.
I have an idea.
Go on.
I get it now. You felt like it wasn't showcasing what is possible for people who are going through what this guy went through. It only showcased the worst possible ending. And what you've seen is helping people time and time again. And you want to see the stories of the people who do get past it. Because when they call you and is 400, 500, 600 pounds, maybe they've come from the stomach stapling or the bariatric surgery and it's, not worn off, but you know what I'm saying? They gain the weight back.
Right.
But by the time that they call you, it's like a last ditch effort. And you're like, no, I want to be here from the beginning so it doesn't ever get that bad, but I'm still here no matter what size you are. And the amount, because here's the thing, traditional medicine will tell these people that you have the fatty liver disease, like you said, that you have the thing, and it's all, you're doomed. You're just doomed.
Right.
And that doesn't help a depressed person to not give them a leg up or a shred of light or hope. So, and what you offer is, hey, let's stop having the Cokes and the sugars and the grains and see what happens. I bet you'll be pleasantly surprised. And that will give you a leg up to then be able to handle whatever's going on emotionally below the surface of the depression and the anxiety and whatnot. So what you'd like to see are the happy ending stories or the happy work in progress stories. Let's put it that way. Because you're never achieving your final form. We're always going to be figuring this out.
Anna, that's partially. When people call me, part of it is they don't believe it's going to work because they've tried everything. They've had the lap band, they've had the stomach bands, they've had,
and the doctors are telling them they're hopeless. They're a hopeless case.
And they're told that just watch what you eat and diet and exercise, and it just doesn't work.
You have to have better habits.
They think it's the person, they're never getting the right answer. And usually when I get the call, it's because some relative put them up to it. And
right.
I'm talking to someone I don't know, and I got to go right into tough love.
Yeah, that sucks.
Right away. And I tell them, it's like, look, you're not going to like what I have to say, but if you don't listen now, you're going to die. No one thinks they're going to die, but you're going to die.
Right.
Right. So these are your options. Either you can enjoy, 6 or 7 2-liter Cokes per day. And I'm not kidding about that, folks. And 5 or 6 pizzas a day or whatever. These people, you can enjoy that and you could be dead in a couple of years or maybe 6 months. Or there's an option. You can start pulling yourself out of this. What was that guy? Robert Stanton. Remember that guy?
Robert Stanton. We love him.
Robert Stanton used to come on his show. His doctor literally told him at one point, just, how much money you have in a bank? And he was like, I have X amount of money. He goes, just travel around and see all your friends and just,
he said, get your affairs in order.
Get your affairs in order. This is what a fucking doctor told Robert Stanton. This is a guy that used to come on the show, folks, if you're new to this show. The doctor said, your liver's done, this is shot, that shot, you're done. That we can't help you anymore. And he heard me on a goddamn comedic podcast on the Adam Carolla show.
Yeah.
And the first thing he thought was, wait, I think he heard me with Adam and Drew. Wait a minute. Adam and Drew, they're going to get sued. This guy is saying, go eat some bacon and eggs. And then he thought about it for a second and he was like, I'm going to die anyway. I should try this. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. He started trying it. He started listening to my show. The problem Robert ended up having because you wouldn't believe his before and afters. I should run them again. Robert, if you listen to this, or if someone knows him in a Facebook group, send Megan your before and afters again. People won't believe them. You can't tell it's the same human being. I saw Robert again at KetoCon last year. The biggest problem Robert had was he spent all of his money. He ended up living. He was like, shit, I got to go back to work.
God damn it.
I'm healthy.
Oh, dang it.
No, he could have been because he does comedy and he does music, and he could have been kidding with me about that. But
well, if he does comedy and he does music, he definitely ran out of money.
Yeah,
so.
He's probably broke to begin with. But he goes, yeah, biggest problem I have is I spent all my money. I thought I was dying. And then I did this, and he's well alive and lost again. Kind of like Scott and, all those guys, Tim, all those guys. He's another one that lost several hundred pounds. And when you're me and you work with most of these people, they're not in the limelight. They like to stay in the background. They do the phone calls. I do these consults, and these people do these consults with me. Sometimes I talk to them every week.
Right.
Some of them check in once a month. Sometimes I hear from them every 2 months. But when you lose 100 pounds, and then you lose another 100, and then you lose 300, and you're now below 300 pounds for the first time in 30 years or 20 years.
Amazing.
I'm spending a little money to keep that going, right? That's what they do. This has now become a job for me that I actually enjoy doing because I get to keep coaching, right?
You love to coach. You're a great coach.
Yeah, I don't have to do that for a living anymore, right? I have other ways that I make money. Right. That's the only thing I enjoy doing because it's the only thing I can, that's what I do. And that's why I think I got so annoyed with this movie because I kept waiting for something, it's like, oh, his daughter comes in at some point that he hadn't seen since she was 8. He hadn't seen her in 10 years. I went, ooh, okay, something's going to happen here. A Jehovah's Witness type kid comes in, knocks on his door. I went, ooh, okay, I see where they're heading. The religious bent, right?
So what you're saying is his character arc was that he did not learn anything.
I think, no, the character arc was he learned nothing, but he was just sad and pathetic because of his lover and never tried to do anything to, so he wanted to die.
So just so you know, if you read like Joseph Campbell's, books about mythology and storytelling and the hero's journey, it is really hard for us as humans to watch a story where the hero doesn't learn anything or grow or have a epiphany or, change whatever it is that they were struggling with to begin with. So that is tough right there from just a storytelling perspective to watch something like that because it's embedded in our DNA to want to watch because we want to improve. You know what I mean? We want to know on our own hero's journeys, we want to get better and we want to achieve and we want to grow.
I kept waiting for more of a Nicholas Sparks. You know the author Nicholas Sparks?
Yes.
I kept waiting for that kind of, because there's always like a thing with Nicholas.
There's always something sad with his stuff, but still there's a silver lining. Yeah.
Well, there's always someone comes in early in the thing and then somehow this person saves that person saves this person, and it wasn't supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
Right. There's some kind of, someone dies and then someone gets a heart or a liver and they get to death with Nicholas Sparks. There's always that. I kept waiting for anything positive to come out of this. Anything. And it's like watching diarrhea go down the toilet. It just keeps swirling down. Well,
it sounds like that's probably why this movie was nominated for his performance, and that's it.
Yeah, because
it sounds like there was some flawed storytelling happening.
Whoever wrote it needs to learn how to write, or maybe the writer had someone in their life that this happened to, and they just took that story and wrote that.
Yeah.
But we live in a world now where I'm looking for positives, right? as you know, I hate politics. I hate talking about politics. I refuse, even in my personal life, when people come to dinner and if they, if they say something about Biden or Trump, I don't care which way they say something about something.
We don't need to do it.
I always put my hand up. It's my house. I can do what the fuck I want at my house.
That's right.
I become the godfather for a second. I'll go, listen, we could talk about anything you want to talk about, including religion. I'll talk about religion. I refuse to talk about politics.
Do you tell them to take the cannoli because you don't eat sugars and grains?
Yeah, pretty much. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. No, I do be a man. I do that. Be a man. But I have no reason. I don't want to know what your politics are. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to know what I think about anything. And
right, that's true. But here's the thing. You and I have figured out the way that we can affect change is through this podcast. You're uplifting and helping people and coaching people and giving out information. I'm showing them how to get in the kitchen and cook the foods. That's the best way that we can affect change. We're not going to affect change through policy. You and I are not going to go to Congress and guys, I almost said confess and testify and say, do this, that, or the other thing. We can affect change on an individual person to person level. And the most effective thing is you guys listening to this podcast, living by example. And then when people come ask you questions, then you can answer, here's what's worked for me. And then the person can choose whether or not they're going to do it. Now, I think that this movie really affecting you that's a good thing. I'm glad. However, and by the way, I'm not so Pollyanna that I don't understand that people are dying of preventable things every day. And that's why we do this work. I'm not saying that we're accepting death. And then that's not what it is. It is hard to watch that movie, but that's why we're here to try to help so that, people can get a leg up.
I'm looking something up.
Okay.
Hang on. Because
by the way, we're recording video, so when you're like, do this, like they know.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. No one watches this on video.
That's true.
So
I want to hear the clip from your YouTube, and then if we have time, I have a Jennifer Aniston Vital Proteins bar, along with my favorite flavor of ultra fat nut butter. Plus, we have stretching. We were going to talk about stretching.
Okay, I'm trying to remember energy crisis in 1973 and 1979. Yeah, we had that big trucker strike back in 1973. 1976, it was, it was a rough time in this country. We had the bicentennial going on, and they used to run these commercials, these little interstitials. Betsy Ross made the first flag and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And all that was going on. And the country was kind of in a blah, right? Yeah. And then this movie comes out, come from behind story, folks. Now, a lot of people today haven't, you've heard the Rocky theme music. You might not know what it is. I famously played Rocky 1, 2, and 3, and 4 for the neighborhood kids. I wanted to show Rocky 1, and then they were at the end, they were like, oh my God, it's the best movie I've ever seen. And I went, guess what? There's a number 2. And they were like, when can we watch it? I said, next weekend. We went 4 weekends in a row. We watched the first 4. We went right.
Rocky 3 was pretty good.
Club Lane.
Yeah.
Club Lane.
But then when are you going to show them Jaws, which is an also great movie from the 70s?
Their mom.
It has nothing to do with fighting.
Yeah, because there's a nude scene in it. So
there's not a nude scene. She just takes off her swimsuit at the very beginning and gets in the ocean.
I know. I got to talk to the mom again. So
I thought you were going to say they can't see it because then they'll be freaked out to go in the ocean because of sharks. But no, it's like a naked lady shows her tits for 2 seconds.
I read the book in 7th grade. Jaws.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What's his name? Peter. What's his name? Who wrote it? Peter.
Can't remember. But I read the book before, and then when I heard there was a movie coming out on it, I was like, "You got to be
Peter
kidding."
Benchley.
Yeah. So it was one of the early books I read. Right around the time I started reading, folks, if you're new to this podcast, I became a voracious reader at some point, and I started with books like Norman Vincent Peale's The Power of Positive Thinking. That's right, as an 11 or 12-year-old, and Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and
my favorite book of all time.
Yeah, and I've read that one over the
Besides
years.
Anne of Green Gables.
I revisit that book once every 5 years. To me, that's
have
like
to.
Blazing Saddles, and every 5 years I got to watch it whether I want to or not. Um, but the bottom line is, we were going through a rough time in 1976. This movie, literally just uplifting, come from behind story. This guy was a bum on the streets, and it showed what could be done if you just put, and it was a time when America needed that. Now all we hear about, obesity is up to this number, and childhood obesity is up to that number, and half the country is fat, and the military is getting fatter by the minute, and everyone's getting sick, and everyone's doing this, that, and the other thing. And now you got governments, local governments and state governments, meatless Monday and tofu Friday, or what the fuck they're doing. Just all of this kind of stuff that's going on. And I'm sitting here trying to fix things. I mean, when Nina was here a couple of weeks ago, she and I had a few, maybe a drink or two too many one night, maybe. And we just sat. Whenever she and I have a drink or two, it gets pretty macabre pretty fast, because neither one
like, here's all the shitty things that I know. Well, here's all the shitty things that I know.
Well, the problem is
you
that
guys are great at parties.
Neither one of us are getting rich doing what we're doing.
Right. It's not like you're laughing all the way to the bank. Like,
right. I do this.
I'm helping people from my yacht.
We both tweet every day. We both Instagram. We both, I do podcasts. We go talk to groups and the whole thing. We don't make a living doing that. Right.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we're sitting there going, we do that. And then people call us, heretics on the internet, and
that's the nicest thing they call you.
Why are we even doing this? Why do we do any of it? And then we get to the point of, well, look, we were the beginning of a whole movement called KETO that didn't exist.
Yeah.
When you and I started this podcast, the term keto did not exist. Think about that. That all came out of this.
By the way, if this will make you even more depressed,
go on.
Because us trying to help people. They just released a study for at least Instagram and Facebook. This is true. It's probably true for the other social platforms. 1 in 20 people who actually follow you and want to see your content actually see it.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. We spend a lot of time on socials trying to help people, and then not everybody sees the content. And it's very frustrating.
Yeah. Look, we know that my stuff gets blocked because we look at it. But the one place they're not blocking me, Anna, is on the YouTube.
Keep it that way.
Now, don't
break their terms and conditions. Terms.
I know what you're saying. Don't worry. So, what I started doing a couple of months ago,
my brain is done,
is instead of just putting up these podcasts on my YouTube, I said, you know what? It's another platform where I can just give information. And, we do a little kidding around on this podcast and everything. But, some of these videos are, very short, 7 or 8 minutes long. Some of them are 25 minutes long. But what it is very pointed information. And every week I'm going to play a little piece of one of these. Hell, this one's only 6 minutes. I love it.
I love your YouTube videos. You really lay the information out there in such a good way. And everybody should be subscribing to your YouTube and watching these videos and getting that information. And by the way, hit the bell on the thing. If you hit the bell, you'll get an email notification that he put a new video up. So you don't have to wait to just go to YouTube and hopefully it pops up.
All right. So the one I'm going to play, it's up to 5,000 views. It's one of the first ones I put out. And look, for me, that's a lot on YouTube because I never used to get any views on YouTube. I just started taking this seriously. This one is top 10 foods that you should. And by the way, I got to put these wacky titles on it because that's how people find things.
Right. You have to do the crazy thumbnails and shit.
So this one is top 10 foods that you should stop eating immediately. So these are foods you should not eat at all.
Okay.
This kind of stuff I'm putting out there. And I'm going to see if I can play it.
I want to be about to take a bite of every food you're going to say.
Okay. You ready?
Okay. What's the first one? Is it in my hands? Am I about to eat it?
If you wait, let me see. I can't do you and do that at the same time.
No, I'm pantomiming. There's no.
All right, so wait. Anna,
But I wish I did have that. So I could be like, oh, Vinny.
if you want to stop and discuss at any point during this,
Okay.
hold the finger up, like do this. Okay. All right, here goes. Because you're not going to believe that one. Number one, grains. But wait a minute, they're supposed to be heart healthy. How did they even get to put that stamp of approval on there? Well, the grain companies give a lot of money to the AHA, the American Heart Association, so they're allowed to put that on there as being heart healthy. And the FDA seems to just go along with this. The fact of the matter is, there's nothing heart healthy about a grain. As a matter of fact, grains do nothing but cause inflammation and can actually be bad for your heart. Number two, tropical fruit. Wait, fruit's bad for you? Well, not all fruit. The low glycemic stuff like berries and cherries, not so bad. But tropical fruit, things like bananas, papayas, pineapple, they're very high in sugar. As a matter of fact, they're so high, you will get the same kind of spike that you would get from eating a candy bar. So you want to stay away. Number three.
That's going to cause you some flack right there.
And vegetables are supposed to be good for us. Well, things like broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, those are good vegetables. The starchy ones, like parsnips or potatoes or anything that grows in the ground, carrots come to mind, can be very, very high in carbohydrates. So you want to stay away from those because they can cause the same kind of spike that any other sugar or grain will cause. Number four, fake butter. Not good for you. Things like margarine. I cannot believe it's not actually butter or whatever that product was. And Molly butter. All of these things are not good for your health for several reasons, mainly because they put seed oils, which are deleterious to your health. So you want to stay away. Number five, seed oils. We started talking about it with the margarine back in number four, but seed oils are not good for your health, and they're billed as being very good for your health. Things like corn oils, canola oil, which is also rapeseed oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil. I could go on and on and on. This stuff is not good for your health for many reasons.
Pause.
All that polyunsaturated fats are actually better for us. Go on.
Just want to have a clarity thing because somebody wrote in the group about sesame oil. Somebody said, oh no, sesame oil is okay because you use so little. That's not why. Sesame oil is okay because it is cold pressed like olive oil. It is not processed and refined like the other seed oil. So while it is an oil of a seed,
right,
it is pressed. It is not refined. And it is correct that you use very little, but that's not the reason why it's okay. The reason why it's okay is because it's pressed. Just wanted to say that.
Okay. See, Anna, that was a good addition. Wait, hang on.
Oh, you're going to get flack about the carrot thing because we just talked about carrots 2 weeks ago. And
are you ready to go?
Yep.
But it actually causes a ton of inflammation in your body. It can cause heart disease. It causes more problems than it purportedly fixes. So stay away from seed oils. Number six, sugar. Really, Vince, sugar, should it be on this list? That's not controversial. We know sugar is bad for us, but we're told that certain types of sugar is actually good. I've actually seen people say, hey, it's cane sugar. That means it's better. Or turbinado, or agave, any of this stuff, it's still sugar. Your liver doesn't go, oh, wait a minute. He just gave me agave. I'm going to treat it differently. It's all the same to your liver. It all gets processed exactly the same. So sugar under any name is still sugar. Number seven, fake sugars. We want to think that they're healthier for us because in some cases, they won't even cause any kind of spike, even if you're wearing a CGM. You go, well, it's got to be good. I'm not getting a spike. But these things are not good for you. Erythritol has been shown to be bad for you. The stuff in the pink packet, the blue packet, the yellow packet, Coke Zero, all of this stuff has fake sugar in it. And people always say, well, what about stevia? Stevia is no better than the rest of them. Fake sugar is fake sugar.
Pause.
And they're not good for your body. You need to stay away from them. Go on.
Stevia tastes like dog shit. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, good job, Anna. Good job.
Thanks. I'm here to help.
Yeah, the crowd loves you.
Yeah, we know that.
Number 8, creamer. Creamer is not cream. Creamers usually come with some kind of flavor. You can actually get one that's supposed to just taste like cream, but it's not cream. creamer is usually made with certain chemicals, including seed oils, which we talked about earlier, fake sugars, sometimes real sugars. It's an abomination of a food. You want to stay away from creamer. You ever walk into a business and they'll say, hey, would you like coffee? And look, there's some cream right there in the little thumb pack. Notice it wasn't refrigerated. Actual dairy product needs to be refrigerated. If something can sit out over time and still be good and make it through an apocalypse, it's probably not good for you. And while we're talking about creamers, let's add in there the fake milks. Soy milk, almond milk, oat milk. Milk is milk. It needs to come from an animal, say a goat or a cow. If there's a fruit, vegetable, or any kind of plant in front of milk, it's not milk.
All right, folks, if you want to watch the
Pause.
rest. Oh, wait. I was going to stop it. Go on.
Oat milk, rice milk, almond milk. I understand some people can't tolerate dairy, so that you incorporate those or whatever. I get it. But just be clear, they're not milk. They're just the starch that comes off of soaking those items in water for an extended period of time and then pressing them. And then adding gums or emulsifiers to make it more viscous like milk. So just be clear, it's okay, but know what you're getting yourself into. Not real milk.
I don't give it an okie dokie at all, because the reason fake milk had to come around was so that vegans can have some way to make their cereal wet. That was the only reason for that.
Just put water on it.
Yeah. All right, folks, that video goes on for another 3 to 5 minutes. If you want to see the whole thing, you can go to Vinnie Tortorich YouTube and subscribe and hit the bell and do all that stuff. Oh, by the way, on my videos, I don't do that thing at the beginning, go, hey, subscribe. I'm telling you right now, just subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to subscribe. But I don't do the, hey, click the thing down below. I just get right into it. I give you the information. And usually in every video, like if I say, here are the 10 things, there's usually lanyap at the end of every one of them. That's Cajun for, I go on for an extra 2 or 3 things that I didn't even tell you would be in the video. That's always been my brand. I did it with my book. Even in my book, it says the end. And then you turn the page, it goes, you've read the whole book. So you can tell your friends you finished this book, but here's another 10,000 words. And I went on for another 10,000 words and wrote another.
I mean, that's a pretty good lanyap right there.
Yeah, that's giving a customer way more than they paid for. That's like 10% extra.
It's almost like
Free.
It's almost like they're nickel and diming you.
Yeah, exactly. I got
right?
First nickel and dime.
You did. You
Yeah.
had it coming. You had it coming.
I know. Speaking of Nina, because I talk about her a lot because I love her.
Yeah.
We were talking. I said, I was telling her something. She goes, really? I said, yeah, it was in my book. She goes, oh yeah. I said, you read my book. She goes, I read the first couple of chapters and I skimmed. And so
thanks for your honesty.
I gave her another copy. She wrote me a personal review, and sent it to me.
Oh, good.
Like I've never seen ever. It's like,
can you put it on the page for the book?
Can you just paste that and send that over to Amazon? Yeah, but look, it's always good to give a little extra, and that's that. And we're moving on. Villa Capelli, folks. Villa Capelli olive oil. There are no seed oils in that product. You'll go, wait, olive oil, that's not seed oils. But yeah, right here in the good old United States, we can cut it up to 40% and still call it 100% seed oil. Just what we do.
No, 100% olive oil.
Yeah, olive oil. I'm sorry. If you want to get the best olive oil on the planet, and by the way, I want to thank listener and also someone who's been on the show, Sarah Sweeney. She's been on the Friday show. She's a linguist. She teaches people like me how to speak better. All of a sudden, I got a 3-liter tin of olive oil just at my house. Just showed up.
That's great.
And I went, oh, there was like a little ding in the in the can. It was dinged up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I said, I knew what happened. There was a little ding in it. They didn't want to sell it, like that. Stephen Crutchfield must have just said, hey, send it to Vinny. Just send it out. And then I was checking my emails the next day, and Sarah goes, hey, I just sent you some olive oil.
That's so nice.
Anna, I got a free 3-liter 10. Folks, if you want to send a friend, I got to tell you, that's the best gift I received in a long time.
Honestly, the best gift.
If you want a 3-liter 10, give it to a friend as a gift. Do what Sarah did. Go give a friend a 3-liter 10. Ooh, that kind of rhymes.
It does. I think we just came up with an ad campaign.
I think her name is Sarah Sweeney.
Do you think that you're channeling Paul right now? Because he was an ad man.
He was. That's probably was happening here.
Yeah, he's probably inspiring you with kick-ass copy. Villa Capelli olive oil. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. You'll get 10% off your order each and every time. I had a Zoom with Stephen Crutchfield a few days ago. That man is a tall drink of water.
He's a
And
good
he's making the olive oil for all of us. So
he is a good-looking man.
he's a good-looking man, and he has a good-looking boyfriend.
That's a
Keto.
man that should have been very, very depressed when his gay lover died. And
Well, he was.
oh, I know he was, but
He was.
He a tall
he-
drink of water.
Yeah, but he picked himself right back up and continued running Villa Capelli like a champ.
Yeah, love that company.
So-
Promo code Vinnie. So go do that. VINNIE. And be like Sarah Sweeney and send a friend a 3-liter 10. That's going to be my new sign off for Villa Capelli.
Do you want me to bother reading the ingredients on this Vital Proteins bar?
Okay, so Vital Protein, same company.
I know we have to wrap this up, but I just kind of want to.
All right, so Anna just pulled this up. We haven't looked at it yet. I'm not sure why she has that in her house.
I just got back from Lazy Acres and I saw this and I thought I knew we were recording and I was like, I'm just going to buy this because all I saw, I don't have my glasses on in the store.
Mm.
So you can't read this ingredients without glasses, right? Am I wrong about that?
You are correct.
But I could read this. It says Vital Proteins and Jennifer Aniston trademark. Has a little trademark.
Oh, that's that. Wait, they just have Jennifer Aniston, just her name,
With a TM after it.
onto Vital Protein.
So we'll probably be sued right now.
Making a killing.
Well, and then I can read this cold brew coffee, but I'm thinking I like Vital Proteins hydrolyzed bovine collagen. I like that.
I've used that because Serena.
No, I like it.
Serena
It's
doesn't
expensive,
like
but I like
taking-
it.
Serena doesn't like taking the one I take. I just take the Knox gelatin. It's the same
Mhm.
thing.
I mean, you're definitely going to be springing for extra. Knox gelatin's much less expensive, but their hydrolyzed protein dissolves well in the coffee, and I do like that. So when I feel like springing for it, I buy that brand.
Yeah.
So when I saw them doing a thing, but then I was like, with Jennifer Aniston, okay, I don't know. I don't even know what to make of it other than it's a bar. And I have to be honest with you, Vinny. My husband, we've talked about this for years on the podcast. My husband has been on the quest for the perfect bar, and I keep having to show him every new bar that comes out. It doesn't exist. The perfect bar does not exist.
No.
The perfect snack is this that I hold in my hands.
Yeah, ultra fat. She's got
Ultra fat, which I
one of my
know
ultra
you
fat,
didn't
yeah.
intend for me to do an ad
No.
for
Well,
ultra fat,
we
but
don't talk about Anna and
I
I
just
talk about these shows.
I wanna just compare because to me this is the perfect snack, or in some cases meal replacement. And I'm not saying to purposefully replace your meal. I'm saying when you're out on the road and you can't get to a good NSNG meal, I have one of these with me, and he brings them on the golf course, etc. Instead of getting a sandwich in the back 9, he'll bring this with him, and then he'll wait till he gets home. So it's great. So I buy this thing because it's a new thing. And again, on the quest for the perfect bar, I'm going to show it to my husband. Why? He loves Jennifer Aniston. Always
Who
has.
doesn't? She's a cute girl.
She's beautiful. And when
Nope. She's not beautiful. She's cute.
okay, she's cute. I think she's
Yeah.
pretty.
Pretty. Yeah, she's pretty.
I think she's pretty.
She is, but
But my husband's
she's-
obsessed with her and always has been, and always jokes like he's her second wife. She's his second wife. And it's even when I was giving birth to our daughter, who was born on a Thursday night during a rerun
I'll
of
be
Friends.
there for you.
That's right. She was born at 9:32 p.m., which means I was pushing while Friends was on the TV in the room. And at one point, he lowered my leg because that's his only job. Hold the leg.
Yeah.
Hold the leg. He
You have
lowered
to
the
hold
leg because
too when
guess
you
who's
guys
on the
were having
TV?
Sex.
Well,
Well,
yeah, that's true.
Anna,
He lowers the leg while guess who is on the TV? And he's like, oh, and I was like, God damn it. And I was like, you better turn off Jennifer Aniston because this is not about Miss Thing right now. I'm giving birth to your daughter.
Was he stuck in second gear?
Yes. When
Yeah.
it has them in your day, your week, your month, or even your year.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see this, and so partially I buy this because I knew we were recording in an hour, and partially I buy this because Lauren loves Jennifer Aniston, and partially I buy it because I'm like, it's Vital Proteins. Maybe finally,
There's
a
no way.
decent protein bar has
Anna,
come out.
Read what's
We'll
on the
see.
front. Read the front first. I want to know everything the front.
The flavor is cold brew coffee, and then it says protein plus collagen bar, 14 grams protein, 170 calories, less than 1 gram of sugar. And then it says in little writing plus maca, I don't know how to pronounce that, and cordyceps, which I know is a mushroom, but maca is that root, right? That gives you energy.
Right.
But I would imagine you would have to have both maca and cordyceps in much larger quantities than what would be contained in this bar. I'm just going to go ahead out on.
All right. So now I want you to go to nutrition facts, which I always say are not facts whatsoever.
Nut facts. They call them nut facts in the biz. And I make jokes to my co-mans, to my co-packers about nut facts, and nobody laughs.
Okay.
I don't know why. Get a sense of humor, people. They're called nut facts. Serving size, 1 bar. Amount per serving, calories, 170.
Well, we learned that on the front also.
Total fat, 8 grams.
Okay.
Cholesterol, 5 milligrams. Sodium, 130 milligrams. Total carbs, this is where it gets interesting. Total carbs, 10 grams.
Okay.
Dietary fiber, 1 gram. Total sugars, less than 1 gram, including 0 grams added sugars. Sugar alcohol, 3 grams.
Okay.
Right then and there, my stomach is already turning over.
So let me explain something.
Because I know what's going to happen to me if I.
They're going. They're gonna. They not only do they subtract fiber. That's just industry. Hey, we're just going to take fiber from total carbohydrates. They also subtract sugar alcohol.
But it doesn't add up though, because it says 10 grams of carbs. Well, okay, so 1 gram of fiber.
Right.
Total sugars less than 1 gram. Let's call it 1. Sugar alcohol's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 5.
Right.
Where's the other 5, Vinny?
No, they've subtracted. All right. So go to the.
Where is it?
I don't know. It just.
This is what I'm saying.
Magically disappears because that's what industry.
They said there's total carbs 10 grams, but I'm only adding up 5.
No. They subtract that from the sugar. Go to the other side. Go to ingredients and go slowly.
Hold on. It's 14 grams of protein.
Okay.
No, but this is what I'm saying. It says total carbs 10 minus dietary fiber. So it should be 9. Total sugars less than 1 gram, and sugar alcohols is 3. Where's the rest of the carbs that make up the total carbs?
I don't know.
Where is it? Shouldn't it say 10? Okay. And of course, the ingredients are so tiny, but I'm going to do my level best.
You go, girl.
I need stronger readers. Ingredients: protein blend, bovine collagen peptides, milk protein isolate, whey protein isolate, whey protein hydrolysate. So far, that's just the protein blend. That's the number 1 ingredient. That seems not bad. Those things.
Right. It's just it's bastardized milk protein. It comes from rennet. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not good, bad, or otherwise. It's just plain old fashioned protein.
I was hoping since Vital Proteins is known for their bovine collagen, it would just be bovine collagen in a
which is protein, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but instead of whey protein, I wanted it to be all bovine, but it's not going to be because that's too expensive.
And it probably doesn't mix well to make the bar.
Exactly. The formula won't work. And that's the thing with the bars. Everybody, I'm always looking for the perfect bar for Lauren, and there isn't one because it just doesn't work.
Anna, go back to the front. Do they say collagen protein on the front at all?
They say protein plus collagen bar.
Okay, that means somewhere in there's got to be a speck of collagen. You're going to have to get.
Well, I said the protein blend is bovine collagen peptides. That's the first thing.
Oh, that's the first thing. Okay, yeah. and then
it's milk protein, whey protein.
Got it. All right.
So it is in there,
Yeah,
It
they
is
got
in
four-
there.
Okay, look, they got 14 grams of protein.
So far, so good.
Okay, let's keep going.
Second ingredient component, dark chocolate coating. Open parentheses, maltol.
Okay, there's a fake sugar.
Oh, but maltol will instantly, it
Give
will
you
be
shit.
colon blow immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vegetable fat. What?
That's vegetable oil. They're changing it so that you don't.
So
you
it's
know,
canola oil, but they're calling it vegetable fat. So
they got to change it somehow because people are getting hip to the oils. See, they always stay one trick ahead of the consumer. Go on.
maltol and vegetable fat right there. I already go, okay, I can't
Folks,
even have a bite of this.
That's
Not
the
even a bite.
equivalent of Mazola, is what they're saying. Okay.
If Mazola made you shit your pants. Okay, cocoa powder, fine. Sunflower lecithin, fine. Natural flavor, don't know what that means.
That's probably sugar. Go on.
Natural flavor, probably sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
can hide
those
sugar in
are
there.
all the closed parentheses. That's what's in the dark chocolate coating. Next
Oh, that's
ingredient.
just in the coating.
Yeah, that was just in the
Okay.
coating.
Okay, wow. So we got a ways to go here.
Well, we have the first component was the protein blend. Then the next largest thing was the coating. Now we're to the rest of the ingredients. Glycerin, almond butter, whey protein crisps, which is made of whey protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, tapioca starch, calcium carbonate.
Okay,
and
stop.
sunflower lecithin.
Yeah. Tapioca, starch.
Yeah.
Sugar.
That's a very starchy starch.
Yeah.
Yes. That's one, by the way, if you're in the groups, when people are new to NSNG, tapioca starch is very common on the paleo processed foods. Anything marked keto or paleo but grain free, you'll find a lot of tapioca or chickpea starch. Both of them are very starchy and will derail your goals. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Water. Hold on.
Finally, something healthy. Okay.
Cacao mass.
Okay, I know what cacao
Praise
is.
the Lord. It's a cacao mass.
Yeah.
Sunflower oil, cocoa butter, sunflower lecithin,
So
sea
sunflower
salt.
oil, that's a seed oil. Keep going.
Yep. Cocoa butter,
You can stop.
No, I'm not done.
Okay.
Cordyceps mushroom powder extract, monk fruit extract. Oh, wait, hold on. I skipped a
And then
line.
more sugar.
Cordyceps mushroom powder. Those are two different things. Sorry. Decaf coffee powder, maca root powder, natural flavors, rosemary extract, monk fruit extract. The end.
Sugar, and more sugar, and seed oils. And yeah, I mean, third ingredient was seed oil. And then they had seed oil again. They had sugar like 3 different times in there. Folks.
I would rather have an ultra fat any day of the week.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Oh, by the way, if you're in the grocery store and you're like me and you didn't bring your readers in there and you're like, I'm actually really hungry, and you buy this and then you eat it and then you wonder why you have an upset stomach an hour later, that's why we have to read ingredients.
Yeah.
And maybe you have a stomach of steel and it won't react to the maltol, but you don't want to be eating this thing, you guys. It was like when I got that Dave Asprey cold brew. What is his cold brew called? Bulletproof.
Yeah.
I got his bulletproof cold brew that had no dairy in it. So I was like, perfect. It's just going to be like a tin of coffee with some MCT oil in it. And it was not, you guys. It had so much bullshit in it that, again, with the tiny writing, I didn't see it. I almost spat it out in my car. I was furious at Dave Asprey.
Dave Asprey was claiming he's going to live to be a couple of 100 years old or some bullshit like that.
Well, he's not drinking those nasty coffees.
I got to tell you, that picture you sent me of Dave, he looks like Angela Lansbury right before she died. I mean, he's, I didn't mean to make you laugh while you had a mouthful of water. Spit it out.
I didn't. I swallowed it.
Yeah. Doesn't he look like he's dying already? It's like, dude, you're not going to make it.
I'm not going to say he looks like he's dying, but I will fully admit that I was furious with him when I took a swig of that supposedly black bulletproof coffee, and it tasted like somebody punched me in the teeth with dirty stevia socks. I was livid.
Oh God.
I will never not be mad at him because of that.
Oof.
And I will hold a grudge. Oh, I'll hold a grudge.
Yeah, that guy is quite the what do you-
Anyway, I don't want to talk about Dave Asprey. It gets me all upset. I do want to talk about that we have pumpkin marinara, we have spicy marinara, we have regular marinara, we have puttanesca, and we have pink crema, and they're all in stock. Please go order them and stock up. It won't be for long.
You know what, Anna? I'm happy because I have everything you just said in my pantry. I'm sad for people who don't have it. Go get it, folks. It's delicious. It's good for you. It's
It
good.
has highest
good.
quality ingredients. Also, the spice blends are incredible. And I've been posting a lot at annavicino.substack.com, a lot of recipes where you can use these things, because I don't want you to buy the spices and then they just sit on your counter because you don't know what to do with them. My job is to help you learn how to cook and not be afraid in the kitchen so that you can take your health matters into your own hands. So go and take advantage of those recipes. I have hundreds of recipes between annavicino.com and annavicino.substack.com. So go get them.
You know what to do with me. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go there, just go to VinnieTortorich.com. That's all you need to do. Bookmark it, use it every time. You go to VinnieTortorich.com and then click on the Amazon banner. It puts a little coal on the fire, gets our train down the track. We have the super fan page. I read every name every day because I appreciate you guys. I see the names. I'll make that a part of my day to look and see who has donated to help this podcast continue.
Amazing.
And
We thank you.
We have the NSNG ebook. People grab that every day. We see everything that comes in. So keep doing that. Keep getting friends involved so that me and Nina can stop having alcohol and worrying about whether we're doing anything or not. That's it, right?
No, we're done.
Okay.
We'll talk about stretching next week. I put a note.
Yeah, we're going to talk about stretching because Kurt Lapierre needs to stretch.
I need to stretch. I've been sitting here too long. My butt hurts.
Yeah, but we'll get you and Kurt stretching. On behalf of Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with a little bit more of Rocky.